Okay, the next set for AP Set 4.3, I'm going to do 13 to just 16, which is the last of the non-calculator questions. Okay, so question number 13. The function f is defined on the interval, and the graph is shown on the right. So this is the graph of f. And again, make sure you pay particular attention to whether it's the graph of the function, its derivative, or second derivative. And they want to know which of the following is going to be true. Okay, the first question, the limit as x approaches 1 of f of x. So the limit as x approaches 1 coming in from the right and coming in from the left is equal to -2. Does not equal -1, so our first one is going to be false. Next, this notation here is the limit definition of a derivative, which means they're asking right here at this part, the function at 2, what's its derivative? Okay, so you need to understand that this notation here is saying what's the derivative of the function at 2. So not the value of the function, but the derivative. So we're looking at slope right here at 2, and it's linear. So we're going to go up 2 over 1, so our slope is 2, and that is going to be true. Okay, next question. The limit as x approaches -1 from the right. So here's -1 coming in from the right. That value is equal to 1. And f of -3 is what's the value of the function at -3, which is right there, which is also 1, so that's true. So numbers 2 and 3 are true, which is D. Okay, next one, just a simple derivative chain rule. So y prime, which is equivalent to dy dx, is equal to. Actually, let me rewrite this first. Cosine 2x, the quantity squared. So it's going to be 2 cosine 2x times negative sine 2x times 2. And let me see when I simplify that, that's negative 4 cosine 2x sine 2x. And I got to see if they need to simplify that or if that's the answer that they give us. And they do have that as a choice. That is B. Okay, 2 more. Okay, number 15. The graph of f, again, this is the graph of f. Which of the following statements is true? Okay, so this says f of 2. So f of 2, we go over to the graph here, that answer to this part. Here, I'll do each one of these down here. So f of 2, that value is equal to 1. Is that greater than f prime of 1? So the slope at 1, so we're looking here, it's linear again, and that is also 1. So that is false because it's not greater, they're equal to each other. Okay, the second part of this, actually let me use a different color and let this stand out. Second one, they want to know the integral from 0 to 1 of f of x dx. Is that greater than f prime of 3.5? So from 0 to 1, the integral, we're going to be looking at this area right here. Now, it's an integral, so it's going to be negative because it's below the x-axis, so we're going to do 1/2. The base is 1, and the height is 1. So that is 1/2, and it's negative because it's an integral. The slope at at 3.5, which is somewhere in here, so again, the slope of this line we're looking at, and that is down 2 over to the right 2, or down 1 over 1, and that is going to be -1. So is -1/2 greater than -1? That is true. So that guy is going to be true. So we got a false and a true. And then last but not least, the third one, let's see if I can squeeze that down here. The integral from -1 to 1 of f of x dx, is that greater than the integral from -1 to 2 of f of x dx? All right, so let's go back over here. Integral from -1 to 1. The integral of these right in here We knew from 0 to 1 was a half, and that's going to be the same thing. So a negative a half and negative a half, that's negative 1. Is it going to be greater than negative 1 to 2? Now, negative 1 to 2, well, these intervals are going to be, one's going to be positive, one's going to be negative, so they're going to cancel each other out. So all we're worried about is in here, which is going to be negative 1/2. And that is going to be false also. Okay. So resume that and resume that. All right. All right, that's funny. Now I'm not redoing the whole thing. So 2 is the only one that's true, so our answer there is also B. Go back and do a little editing. All right, last one. Right, for the figure shown, the graph of f prime. This is an f prime graph, so that's the derivative. The domain in the closed interval negative 3 to 4, which of the following is true? F is increasing from 2 to 4. So if f is increasing, that means we want to look at from 2 to 4. Well, part of the derivative is negative and part of it's positive, so it's decreasing from 2 to 3 and increasing from 3 to 4, so that's false. Next question. F has a relative min at negative 2. So here's negative 2. The derivative is positive there and negative there. So at negative 2, it's positive, so it's increasing. Then it's decreasing, so that's a relative max, so that's also false. All right. And then the last one, the F graph has a point of inflection at 1. And at 1, since this is the derivative, a horizontal tangent on the derivative means that there's a point of inflection at that point, so that's true. So C is our choice. Okay, that wraps up the last set, up to 16 of the non-calculator part of AP Set, up to 4.3.